Thank you for joining Wars of the Roses. And this is Ragon, JM from the Encyclopedia of Freemasonry by Albert G. Mackey. Ragon, JM, one of the most distinguished Masonic writers of France. His contemporaries did not hesitate to call him the most learned Freemason of the 19th century. He was born in the last quarter of the 18th century, most probably at Bruges in Belgium, where in 1803 he was initiated in the Lodge Réunion des Amis du Nord, and subsequently assisted in the foundation of the Lodge and chapter of Vrais Amis in the same city. On his removal to Paris, he continued his devotion to Freemasonry and was the founder in 1805 of the celebrated Lodge of Les Trinosophes. In that lodge, he delivered in 1818 a course of lectures on ancient and modern initiations, which 20 years afterward were repeated at the request of the lodge and published in 1841 under the title of Cours philosophiques et interprétifs des initiations anciennes et modernes. This work was printed with the express permission of the Grand Orient of France, but 3 years after that, Body denounced its second edition for containing some additional matter. Ribault charges this act to the petty passions of the day, and 25 years after the Grand Orient made ample reparation in the honor that it paid to the memory of Ragon. In 1818 and 1819, he was editor-in-chief of the periodical published during those years under the title of Hermès, ou Archives Masoniques. In 1853, he published Orthodoxie Masonique, a work abounding in historical information, although some of his statements are inaccurate. In 1861, he published the Tuileur Général de la Franc-Maçonnerie, ou Manuel Divinity, a book not merely confined to the details of degrees, but which is enriched with many valuable and interesting notes. Ragon died at Paris about the year 1866. In the preface to his Orthodoxy, he had announced his intention to crown his Masonic labors by writing a work to be entitled Les Fastes Initiatiques, in which he proposed to give an exhaustive view of the ancient mysteries, of the Roman colleges of architects and their successors, the building corporations of the Middle Ages, and of the institution of modern or philosophic Freemasonry at the beginning of the 18th century. This was to constitute the first volume. The 3 following volumes were to embrace a history of the order and of all its rites in every country. The 5th volume was to be appropriated to the investigation of other secret associations more or less connected with Freemasonry, and the 6th and last volume was to contain a general tiler or manual of all the known rites and degrees. Such a work would have been an inestimable boon to the Masonic student, but Ragon unfortunately began it too late in life. He did not live to complete it, and in 1868 the unfinished manuscript was purchased by the Grand Orient of France from his heirs for 1,000 francs. It was destined to be quietly deposited in the archives of that body, because, as it was confessed, no Freemason could be found in France who had ability enough to supply its lacunae or missing material and prepare it for the press. Ragon's theory of the origin of Freemasonry was that its primitive idea is to be found in the initiations of the ancient mysteries, but that for its present form it is indebted to Elias Ashmole, who fabricated it in the 17th century. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you can, please consider donating to Wars of the Roses. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Thank you so very much.